any questions, I do know quite a bit about the widgets now, so go ahead and email me. You can get me through willstrohl.com, and I'd be more than happy to help you. The ODUG website, go there. We have a forum there. We have resources. That's where you're going to find the resources for all the track today. And we once again stream our meetings, so we would love to see you online. We interact with you on the phone. At the very bare minimum, I will interact with you online and ask your questions if you need them. But the next meeting we will.
Well, I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Do you know if any of the .NETNuke core team has a predicted release date of any documentation on that?
Not the documentation,
Did
but
Nick said anything to come in? Said anything about that?
I know he's writing. I know
He's the person behind the widgets, right?
for the most part, yes. Yes. Like 98%. Yeah, Nick Caliani, if you don't know, he's one of the core team members. He's co-founder, actually, of DotNetNuke. And he's writing everything widgets, that's all him. He did a great job. And almost all of that spurred from things that he really wanted to do and he couldn't do. So that's where the widgets really came from. And you know, they're feeling the same pain as we are, and so that's really cool. And they're very responsive to things like, you know, hey, this doesn't work. You know, actually I'm on Twitter, and anybody not know what Twitter is? All right. Well, I actually get a lot of really cool input from them through Twitter, and they're really quick to say, hey, you know, this is why that doesn't work. This is why we did or didn't do that, and those kind of things. You might want to look them up. But there's something else I wanted to say in conjunction with that. You mentioned Nick Caliani and the documentation. And oh, the documentation. Now, the documentation, there's no ETA for that. Thank you. There's no ETA for that, but DotNetNuke 5.01 and 492. Well, 492 is up in the air. It may or may not happen. But 5.01 was supposed to happen by the end of March, I think. So we're going to have a stabilization release. So that was supposed to be production ready. So you know they said 5 was. Not so much.
They backtracked.
Yes, sir.
SEO optimization affected by widgets. I mean, you got touched some on with the relocation, but
yes. I kind of went very general.
Yeah, is there anything specific to watch out for with widgets?
Well, if you're
mostly I'm thinking, does it do some of those embed a whole ton of code?
Well, in terms of SEO, that's a great question. In terms of SEO, you want to make sure that any widget that doesn't need to be in a specific place is at the bottom of your page. If it can be somewhere at the bottom of your page, it should be. You saw me I kept putting it on the bottom of the page when I wasn't using the text box.
So it doesn't actually add it to the head for any of the JavaScript?
In fact, the widget code isn't the scripts for widgets. That's not even the head either. That's at the footer of the page as well. Yes, sir.
To extend on that, from a balance scale, you mentioned they've taken that reorganization out because of a lot of server-side processing usage. When we get into a large environment, is that something we really have to think about?
No, because that's happening on the client side. So the client sees that happen and not you. Your server isn't having to process that. So if you get all of a sudden 1,000 requests at once, your processor isn't having to chew through all that. That all goes out, and it's going to go out anyway. That all goes out to the client, and the client just puts it at the bottom. Unless they're on like the 1990s machine or something. Then they're going to see some stuff happen. Oh, somebody there? Any other questions? No? Well, something that's going to happen next is, so Daryl and I are going to be here for you. We try to get everybody to stay, but there's all kinds of prior commitments today that some people came just for their session and had to leave. So today was really hard to make happen for DotNetNuke. So if you see any of the presenters online or anything, really thank them for their time, because some like Brian, for instance, he flew in just for this and he's flying out tomorrow. He lives here too. So get online, thank them for their time, because it took a lot to get this to put together and get everybody down here. Even though they are promoting their book, it's a shameless promotion. There was some coordination needed to be done to get people here. But that being said, 2 of us are here. We're going to be doing a chalk talk, so anything .NETNuke related is on the table. So if we don't know the answer, which we don't know all the answers, we'll point you in the right direction for sure. I've been in the community for years. But pretty much, not as long as Daryl. But I pretty much did the same thing as Ryan. Came in, said, hey, here's my spot, let me modify it, and next thing you know, .NETNuke's out there, and they're going, thanks. So we either know the answer or we know where to get the answer. So we'll help you out. All right. So that's the session. Hopefully you save the chalk